Continuing with the same problem, but this time I want to construct a 95% confidence interval. And I've already matched the sample data, got a sample average on those differences at 1.007, standard deviation of 1.209, and my population mean of the difference in the values for the population of intersections is mu sub d. And I'm trying to get a 95% confidence interval of where that value would fall based on my sample average d bar. My confidence interval would be d bar plus or minus t alpha over 2, and then my standard error s sub d divided by the square root of the sample size. So I have 1.007 plus or minus. Now to get my t value there, I'm splitting alpha, so t alpha over 2 would be t sub 0.05 divided by 2. Or t sub 0.025, and then the degrees of freedom would be 13 subtract 1, 12. And if I go to my table, I can get my value here at 2.179. Plugging in my standard deviation, divided by the square root of my sample size 13. And I get 1.007 plus or minus 0.7307 as my margin of error. Although my estimate for the mean of the difference in values for the population of intersections is 1, approximately 1 crash per intersection per year, that could be off by as much as 0.73 crashes per intersection per year. And that gives me a confidence interval of 0.2763 on the lower end and 1.738 on the upper end. So I can say I'm 95% confident that the real average difference in the number of crashes per intersection per year is somewhere between 0.2763 and 1.738. Notice that the confidence interval values are both positive on the lower end and the upper end, indicating that under a 95% confidence, on average, the after the camera was installed data is smaller than the before the camera was installed data, indicating that we have this support again for the fact that the camera does help. This agrees with the hypothesis test result. So in some sense I can pretty much guess, even if I hadn't run the hypothesis test, that the camera does help, simply because under 95% confidence, the confidence interval was in full support of the fact that the before subtract after was positive, indicating that the camera did reduce the number of accidents.